What's up, guys? Otaku Tacos back again with another review, and today we have the pleasure of reviewing episode 2 of New Game
and the new Rambo movie.
I breathe in, I breathe out, no doubt. I stick her like a villain, man. I'm ready and willing.
So Aoba introduces us to the people who are in charge of the company, and there's a little diagram which shows us the levels. So we have the game director. We also have below her Yagamiko and Rine. Yagamiko, which is in charge of the character team, in which Hifumi, the quiet one, and then Yuna and our MC Aoba is working on. And then we have Rine, who's in charge of the who's the art director, who's in charge of whoever works there. And at the very last level, you see the motion team, and the only person that's in the motion team is Hajime, and it's like a little drawing of her all by her lonesome. She's all lonely there
like a bitch. And so now Oba's been working on her own little thing, kind of training herself how to use Seiya, which is like a ripoff of Maya. And so she's working pretty good at a pretty good pace. And so the manager, what's her name?
Ko.
Yes, Ko. She decides, hey, you're working pretty good. You're doing pretty good. Got your shit down. How's about I give you a fucking project? And she's like, damn straight you could give me a project. Okay, so she starts working on her NPCs and whatnot. And lunchtime comes around. Her other teammates invite her to go eat lunch with them. And she's like, oh, well, I'm really busy with this, NPC job and whatnot. So they end up leaving. They give her a snack before they go. And she turns around and her partner, Hifumi, so she ends up talking to her. Well, at first, actually, she catches her off guard. She kind of feels that stare on her. And so Hifumi turns around and she fucking jolts back, and her fucking earbuds come out. She's blasting that
NWA.
The NWA. And she's embarrassed. Because she said fuck the cops or fuck the police. Coming straight from the underground. So they end up having a little chat. Oba and Hifumi end up. I think this is the part where we end up learning a little bit more about Hifumi as a character herself, giving her a little, not backstory, but just a little bit more insight on who she is. We just know that she's a quiet character. She doesn't like to interact too much with people. But from there, she's talking about, she accidentally makes her smile. Oh no. Let me backtrack on that. Hifumi ends up showing Oba some of her pictures on her phone, and she ends up showing her a little puffball thing, and she's like, "What is that?" It just looks like a puffball. And then she slides to the next picture. She's like, "Oh, that's my hedgehog. That shit looks bomb, right?" And so she's sliding, and this fucking hedgehog got the goddamn nerve to have a face like he don't give a fuck. Like he hates the world. So yeah, and then she slides over to the next picture, and next picture is her hedgehog with the same goddamn face, like he's about to commit suicide. And her, she's smiling, and Oba comments on it. She's like, "Oh, you got a pretty smile." And so Hifumi, she's like, "Oh shit!" She thought she looked ugly, while she was like smiling. So she she's gonna sneak in her money. She's like, "Hey, forget what you just saw, alright? Or I'm gonna hire a hitman to blow your goddamn brains out." And well, she doesn't say that, but that's what she wanted to say. If she wasn't shy. And
well, that's a long shot. That's a kind of
that's what she wanted to say. And so but she's like, "Oh wait, you got a pretty smile. Your smile isn't that bad." The manager comes in, and she's like, "Oh, have y'all eaten lunch yet?" and whatnot. And she's like, "Oh, well, I had a snack and shit." So the manager ends up throwing him
another snack,
another fucking snack, a rice cake, I think. Yeah, it was like a rice cake.
Those things like in anime, like the rice things.
It was a rice patty or some shit like that.
I don't know, but they look good though.
Yeah, that shit look good. So she was eating that shit. She's like, you know, and then shit, what's her name? I keep on forgetting her name. Hifumi?
Yeah.
Hifumi, she's looking at her. She's like, damn, that bitch eating so good. And then she's like, oh wait, does that look like my hedgehog? And so she ends up visioning her like in a hedgehog suit, and right next to her is her hedgehog. And then so she walks over and she starts petting the shit out of her. She's like, and you know, she starts smiling, but that also catches Oba off guard, and so she like jolts back and she's like, oh, hold the fuck up, cowboy. And so she's like, oh shit, you know, I didn't mean to touch you. Please don't file lawsuits against me. You know, we're co-workers. I really need this job. I have a hedgehog at home. And so, you know, but you know, Oba being a good person, she lets it go. And so they end up going back to work and whatnot. And so, so after they have that little conversation, I'm guessing like the day ends for them. And so Hifumi goes to her house, you know, feeling confident about what Oba had said about her smile. And so, so this bitch walks up to her hedgehog, you know, she's like, hey little buddy, I'm home. How you doing? And then she's like, so do you like it when I smile? And so she's smiling at this little dude. And so he's looking at her like bitch, unless you got something important to say, don't come up rolling up on me. So so he turns around to his little whole log thing, and you know, she's obviously like butthurt about it, because not even her hedgehog likes her smile. And they go on from there, right? She's butthurt and whatnot.
Oh dude, I think you're a little bit too harsh on Hifumi, man. I think she's like the best girl. Like out of all of them, I feel like she's very cute. She doesn't talk much. And she has a cool ass hedgehog.
She does have a cool ass hedgehog.
So we get to see like more about her, and the reason why she's like very quiet and things like that is because she just, if people haven't picked up already from the first episode, she's just very shy around people. She doesn't know how to talk to people, especially guys.
Oh yeah, she
did
say she didn't feel comfortable around dudes.
Right, and that's when Oba, you know. That's her response when Oba asked her if she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But so after those events, you know, they had like a welcoming party for Oba, and a lot of things went down in that welcoming party. So here's a few things. For example, whenever the game director came in, she was having a little talk with Ko, and she asked Ko why she gave Oba a project already, something to work on already. Yeah. To which Ko said that she looked like she was you know, working pretty well and things like that. But then the director did say that she should show her praise, because Ko in reality, and instead of feeling satisfied that she, with her like progress, and in fact she's actually very impressed, but she just doesn't know how to show it. And then you have the part where Ko, she responds to like, well, just go home already, this is a party for the character team. And then you have Hajime feeling so bad and just like, I'm in the motion team.
Her little face like, really nigga, you just said that and I'm right here, I'm sitting right here, you couldn't fucking say that when I was out.
I know, that was so mean, but it's like a little running joke. And then, you know, we find out more about these characters too. Like for example, Hifumi she can handle her alcohol pretty well.
Yeah, she can.
I don't know if you know, she drank a lot.
She drank a lot. Yeah, she was taking them shots like a boss.
Yeah, and not only that, not only did she drink a lot, she went home by herself. Like no one noticed.
She must be like Irish by herself.
She's like, right? I don't know how she handled that.
She just disappeared, really.
Yeah.
She probably teleported. Like, she probably drank so much she like is teleported just over there.
And there was a part where Oba was she was eating a spicy tokiyaki. So Oba ate the spicy tokiyaki, and her reaction reminded me a lot of Food Wars in the way that the characters react whenever they eat food.
Yeah, they're over.
So I was expecting her to be like, ah. and then like take her like just
her clothes are coming off.
Like that type of feel to it, and I just kind of giggled at that because
mega extra, that mega ecstasy.
like I was really enjoying that. I still can't get over the fact that our characters are pretty much like the youngest one is Aoba, which is 18, and everyone else is like 20 years and up. So you have these really young looking characters that are drinking, and I don't know. I just can't I can't see them as older, young adults being able to drink. So we have a scene where Rin, the art director, she decides that Ko is drinking way too much. So instead, a good solution to that is just drinking it herself. Right?
Yeah, drink it off herself. Can't let good shit go to waste.
Can't. She chugs this cup, and immediately she's like so drunk, so drunk, in fact, that we learn about her hidden talent. So did y'all know she has a hidden talent?
She does have a fucking hidden talent.
Apparently, she can make a glass of beer disappear.
A full glass of beer.
Disappear. Drops it, disappears.
To another dimension.
To another dimension. She says that shit to another dimension.
Overall, guys, I thought this episode was very enjoyable. It was filled with a lot of laughs.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, I think the hedgehog just took it away from me. Zero is like it's like my favorite character. I'm not sure if he's gonna appear in other. I hope he appears in other episodes. You can just make up your own dialogue just by looking at his face.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes it really funny. But apart from that, guys, like always, we'd like to know your thoughts on this episode of New Game. Make sure to drop a like if you like what you saw. But most importantly,
eat your veggies, watch your hentai, because it'll bring you good health.
Otaku Tacos out.
Yeet.